Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome to Elite Dangerous. Another live stream, another day, another Friday, end of the week. Going to be getting towards the weekend at last. So how is everyone? I hope you're all okay. Hope you've had a good week and I hope you're looking forward to the weekend. Here today on YouTube and also streaming over on Twitch as well. So hi to everyone. So picking up from the other day, for those of you that didn't watch, this is a brand new Elite Dangerous account. I picked it up a little while ago and I'm going to use it for the Distant Worlds 2 expedition because I don't want to take my main account on Distant Worlds 2 because it's what, an 18-week trip or longer, and I want to keep my main account back in the bubble in case we miss things, and it makes it easier to me to keep doing videos as well. So we're building up enough cash here to get an Asp Explorer, doing a little bit of road to riches, and we're very nearly there. So before much longer, we're going to be picking up that ship. Hello there, Billowette. Who else we got here? Ollie, Theory, Leroy Jenkins. Hello there. Minnie. Sorry there, if that was me that scared you. Probably come on a bit loud. Let me know if the volume's a bit too much, perhaps. Anonymum. Wow, sorry, I'm messing that one up, aren't I? What is Distant Worlds? Okay, so Distant Worlds is an expedition for Elite Dangerous. It's run by the community. It's currently got well over 7,000 people signed up to go along on it, and it's an 18-week trip across to the other side of the galaxy. Number of waypoints along the way, but the idea is to do some collective exploration. And we're just on our way to one more jump. We're going to do a little bit of system scanning here. And let's have a look at the credits. You can actually see 17 million credits now. So I need 22 million to get the build of the ship I want. Plus a few million on top of that to allow for rebuys. And here we are, the system where we're gonna be doing the money. So yes, Drakey, this is indeed a new ship and a new account. Again, because I don't want to take the other account out on an 18-week trip because it limits my options for making video content. I like to keep a ship near the bubble. I do have other accounts already, but they're already parked up in other locations. Hey there, Shan. Yep, going good, thank you. How are you? Great to see you here again. How are you doing? I hope you've had a great week and looking forward to the weekend, I guess. Laz, do I have any advice for someone who's just getting into the game but's overwhelmed with all the buttons? So, Laz, I'd stick to things and just try and learn one part of the game at a time. So, if you're overwhelmed with the controls, literally just try and get used to flying about. Fly about in some nav beacons, maybe some asteroid belts or ring systems, fly down over surfaces of planets just to get used to all the controls and stuff. Oh, you're prepping for Distant Worlds 2, Shan. And there's a good tip there from Shan. Ask tips from live streams and questions like you've done. It's a good place to actually start out. But if you meant, Laz, beyond just literally trying to pilot the ship, then try and take things one at a time. Look for a tutorial on how to mine or how to do a bit of combat and go from there. Thank you very much, Joshua. Yeah, as Waz points out, go for small goals. Right, now this system was meant to have a... I guess I didn't keep jumping far enough. I was meant to be finding a water world here. But this isn't the system I want. Let's see what's gone wrong there. I must have selected the wrong system. We're actually right nearby, so no big deal. So Distant World starts on the 13th of January, Austin. Yes, loads and loads of people signing up to it, over 7,000 people in fact, and I'll get a link for you all in a minute, and we'll post that in the video description there or the chat channel for people to click on. It's got all the details you need. Hey there, Mr. Fuji from Central America. There's one place I'd like to visit for sure. So you can take any ship you like along on Distant World 2. Infinite Toast. I don't... people are taking anacondas for sure, so I won't worry about taking a cutter there. That's what I keep asking myself, Stuart. What's going on? Still no answer, unfortunately. Hey there, Darren. Well, Drakey, you can just go along on the trip, I believe, without signing up. It's just that you can become a part of the expedition and you can easily get involved in things if you're signed up. It just makes it a little bit more easier because you'll know what's going on. There we go. So I think we've got that. A water world this time. Somewhere. So we won't need to do too many of these because we're very nearly up to the amount of money that I need to get. So we won't be scanning for this whole stream. Hopefully not too much more than a half hour or so. Ah, so Shan, there wasn't too much difference between the max engineered Crate Phantom. I did a quick experiment. My Crate Phantom on my main engineered to the max. The one on the Commander I'm going on Distant Worlds 2 isn't. There's a 1.2 light years difference. That's one of the reasons I decided to go for another account as well, because I didn't think there'd be too much of a difference between my main account and this account. Of course, I'm going to have to access an engineer or two, but I don't know what you've done, Shan. You may have light-weighted the ship. I'm not going to be doing that myself. I'll just be going to Felicity Farseer and probably that's it. Just a quick exploration ship, really. As long as I can get around about 50 light years, I'll be happy. So Timothy, you say you want to sign up but you're in Colonia. Now, I'm not sure where all the waypoints are going through. I don't think the organisers have revealed that information. In the last Distant Worlds, they have revealed each waypoint just before people were due to leave for it. And that was simply because they didn't want people going ahead too far and laying in wait for them at each waypoint. Kind of ruin the feel. People rush the expedition and all these other things. But I won't be surprised if the expedition passes fairly close by to Colonia. You may be able to join up in the Galactic Core, for example. So Luke, I'm going to take an Asp Explorer. I was looking earlier today whether maybe I'd go for a Diamondback, but it doesn't have quite all the module slots that I really want to take with me on that. Or we're getting one of those freezes again. Yeah, Bakefield. Crate Phantom. I'd love to take my Crate Phantom along, but it's a bit more money than I really want to spend time prepping for. As this is a brand new account, I haven't got much money at all. So yeah, it looking like Distant Worlds 2 is going to be a huge thing. So many people going along. So as Shan points out there, 40 light years is a useful minimum according to the Distant Worlds 2 organisers. So yeah, you can get to the destination with 33.4 light years, and which is Beagle Point. It's around about 65,000 light years, I think, from the start point. They do say you can do it with around about 17 light year jump range if you're obviously willing to take the time, as it would be a significant number of more jumps, and you'll need to use fuel boosting towards the end of the journey and to get across some of the wider jumps. Personally, I wouldn't recommend it, but some people might like to go that way. But with 40, you shouldn't need any jump boosts. So what we're doing, we're just scanning these planets here. I'm doing the Road to Riches at the moment. There's some very valuable planets around here. I've made 17 million very, very quickly just doing Road to Riches, and you get a nice cash bonus if you go over and shoot some probes at the planets as well. I'm not probing all these planets. I'm simply probing the valuable ones, which in this case will be the water worlds. It looks like there might be 2 of them here. Yep, Keltis, I definitely would recommend Asp Explorer if you've got a reasonable amount of money but don't have enough to stretch to a more expensive ship. As for a build, we'll go through that in just a moment, because I don't need much more money before I'll be going to purchase the Asp, and you'll be able to see exactly what build I'm going for right there. Yep, Gear Spider, so we'll have a look at the modules in just a moment. I need to collect together another 5 million credits or so. Maybe 8 million really if I want to have a rebuy, which I guess is the wise option. Don't fly without a rebuy, because you never know. So that will take me up to around about 26 million or so. If I can get to that, I'll be quite happy. So Levipope, did I meet the criteria for the Path to Partnership achievement? Yes, I did. I've exceeded all the stats that you've mentioned there by almost more than double. I put in the application, and I guess Twitch are just very busy. I haven't heard back from them yet. Well, they do say that they try and respond within 7 days on the if you've achieved the Path to Partnership, but you have to allow up to 28 days, and we're not quite at the 28-day mark yet. So yeah, and as Backfield points out, I guess we have to factor in that they were on holiday like everyone else. Don't mind waiting as long as it comes through, really. Thank you very much, Deltree. I'm glad you like the content there. What's my in-game name? Obsidian? What's your in-game name? Obsidian. Yes, my in-game name is Obsidian. Obsidian Ant. On this account, it's Obsidian Ant with 2 spaces. I wanted to use a recognisable name. Hey there, Mad Mags. Nice to see you again. Hope you're doing okay. We nearly healed these systems. Just a few more. Now I'm going to think about going and handing the credits in and seeing how close we are to our target. I haven't been keeping track of what the running total is likely to be. So I have to head into the station to find that out. There we go. So is that another water world? Another water world. We've got 2 water worlds then. We're going to head over to this one. Do some probing of it. And we'll also do the other one. And there we go. Not too far away, thankfully. Hey there, Abdullah. Excuse me. So what are the most valuable planets to probe and scan? Yeah, you want Earth-likes and water worlds and ammonia worlds. Neutron stars as well, but you can't probe them, but they're good to scan. Now, if you use the Road to Riches website, if you want to go that route, it will give you a list of systems that you can actually go to and where you'll find all these types of planets. Sorry about knocking the mic there. Howls with Wolves. How many hours per day do you need to spend to keep up with Distant Worlds 2? I think it's not very high, actually. We'll have a look in a minute at the forum post. I'm sure that might say on there. I can't remember off the top of my head. Hey there, old brick. Yep, terraformable high metal content worlds are good as well. Ah, thanks, Shan. So about 5,000 light years a week. That's quite a bit, really. Although it should be manageable. 1,000 light years an evening, perhaps. 1,000 light years you can do probably easily inside an hour with just a low jump range. Hey there, Stargazer. Good to see you. Yeah, go for it, Mr. Creeper. If you want to know about the key bindings for Chapter 4, it's been a bit of a nightmare, to be honest, but... Yes, still in the Sidewinder or brick. We get in there. We get in there. But we've got enough now to buy the larger ship. I just want to make sure not keep going back and forward, going out and getting more credits. We should be able to do with what we've got. Yeah, Aquatic, 1,000 light years. If you've got to stop off and scan everything, is going to take a very long time. Hey there, Airball Baker. How are you doing? Hope you've had a great week. Yeah, of course, 1,000 light years does depend on what sort of ship you've got. Nowadays, with 60 and 70 light year at range ships and even more, then it shouldn't take too long. Rodrigue, what do I think of the leaked Thargoid? I did did mention briefly about it on a news video, although I didn't really give my opinion. I think, well, I don't know if you've seen, Frontier have actually confirmed that it is a leak. It is a leaked asset from the game. They put a post out today, in fact. Perhaps we'll mention that in a minute. We'll put it on screen if I can. But basically, the Thargoid model comes from 2014. And Frontier aren't going in that direction anymore with the Thargoids. But, as you know, I think it's great that they're out there for people to see. I don't think it's ideal that people went far different to get them. I don't agree with that. A lot of people probably don't agree with that either. It's unfortunate that they were shared, but it's nice to know they're not spoilers. So in that sense, I kind of look at it like an insight into concept art that Frontier didn't actually use in the end. Yet, Daniel, if you probe a planet, you'll get a significant amount of more money, especially if it's something like a water world. It nearly doubles the amount of money you can get. In fact, hold on in a little bit, Daniel, we're going to head to a station and you can see how much extra you actually get for probing a planet. How much money do I have at the moment? I've got 17.2 million. Not too bad. I think we left off on about 6 million at the end of the last stream, so I've been playing a little bit more here and there today and yesterday. Ah, hey there, Nats. Thank you very much for the raid. How are you doing? I'm just here today on a brand new account in case anyone's joining and wondering why I'm in a Sidewinder. Getting the money together to build a new ASP so we can go on Distant Worlds 2. And in case anyone's wondering, we're over on Twitch. Just got raided by, because I'm also streaming on YouTube as well, just got raided by Nat's Right, and she's a great streamer. She streams Elite Dangerous, I believe other games as well from time to time, but very, very good Elite Dangerous streamer. So if you haven't seen any of her streams before, do have a search for her on Twitch. Well worth a watch. Thanks again for the raid. Yeah, Daniel, if the planet's already tagged, you will still get extra money for it. Sandor, what do I think of opal mining? I think opal mining is fantastic and it's one of the best things to have happened to the game for a very, very long time. Hey there, Colin. So, Jake, I think the Crate Phantom is much better for exploring than the Mark II, simply because of the high jump range. But, obviously, if you want to take something like a fighter out with you, I guess there's not really a real reason to want to take a fighter with you, but if you want to do some racing through canyons and things like that, then a fighter's a nice little thing to have. Then, obviously, you'd want the Mark II. Yeah, Blaster, mining's great, totally agree with you, and a lot of that's thanks to the deep core mining. Right, so we're getting very, very close here. Once I will map the world that's orbiting this one as well, because I think it's a high metal content world. And that, for the people who are wondering, will give us a comparison so we can see a little bit of an idea of what probed worlds look like versus non-probed worlds. Hey there, Nats. I hope you're doing okay. And again, thanks for the raid there. Sidewinder exploring. No, I'm actually on a new account here. And we're getting the money together. We're doing a bit of, well, kind of, yeah, I guess Sidewinder exploring. We're doing Road to Riches. Getting a bit of money together so I can buy a new ASP. Because so this is a brand new account. And I'm taking this out on Distant Worlds 2. I haven't got any videos on the Road to Riches at the moment, Lone Star. I probably should make one. But have a look at Down to Earth Astronomy. Yamix, I think, probably has done one. Exidius has done one, although I don't know if they've all done one with the new exploration mechanics. Oh, wow, Nats, 100 million in the Sidewinder. Very impressive. And here I am stuck at 17 million. How did you make the 100 million? Was it Road to Riches or another method? Sounds like you might have done some mining, perhaps. Although Road to Riches does make a ton of money now, especially if you probe some of these planets. Hey there, Strawberry. Thank you. Nice to see you here as well. So, how's with Wolves? Taking mining equipment out for Distant Worlds 2. There is going to be a mining expedition in the Galactic Core, so probably a good idea to take mining equipment with you if you want to do that. But I do wonder if they might drop a megaship off there or something for outfitting purposes, because obviously not everyone's going to have mining capabilities, so hopefully they do that. Oh wow, Nats. 75, I thought I said 7,500 to start with. 7,500 light years in a Sidewinder. 75,000, that's absolutely incredible. Well done. Blimey. You've done the entirety of Distant Worlds expedition in a Sidewinder. Impressive. A round trip. Still very good. Yeah, great work. Yeah, Commander Buxton, EDSM. So there is some galactic maps, the Galactic Mapping Project, and all that lot. We'll have a look at that in a few moments. Remind me again when we get to a station, and we'll have a look at that because it's relevant to what we're doing today. I'm making a bit of a pig's ear of mapping this world here. Thank you, Blaster. SP O'Neill, yeah, 5,000 people registered with Distant Worlds 2. It's actually over 7,500 now. But makes your point even more pertinent. Would it remove the most active players of the community to the other side of the galaxy, leaving the bubble undefended? It's going to be interesting to see how that actually plays out, isn't it? There is a much faster way to probe these dust to dust, but I'm reading chat at the moment, so we're just doing just messing around, really making a bit of a pig's ear, the probing, but it doesn't matter, we're getting there. So Distant Worlds 2 is heading off on the 13th of January, House. I think that should be, I think the deadline's when they leave. Oh, fantastic, Nats. I would have liked to have taken a Great Phantom on the Distant Worlds 2. I probably won't be now. We'll see, though. We'll see how much, once I've brought everything together, if we've got time left, a few days, maybe I'll do a bit of void opal mining like you have. And we'll use the extra money to buy the Great Phantom. But we'll see. It's going for an ASP at the moment, minimum. We'll see where we go from there. Yeah, you can honk and jump, Ghost Napper, when you're doing exploring. You still can do that. Right, so what we're going to do now is go and sell some of this data. I haven't got vast amounts of data here, but it should, combined with what I've got, it should be enough to get me the ASP build that I'm aiming for. Elias, thank you very much. Thank you, great 2019 to you as well. I'm glad the video has been helpful to you. I've got plenty more in that regards coming up, so do keep an eye out for them. And thank you, appreciate that. Thank you. Yep, Commander Budman, Diamondback Explorers is a great ship to go exploring in. The reason I'm not going for that is simply because it didn't have quite enough modules to have the outfitting that I want. Yep, Orbrick, I think once I've got the ASP, I'll do a bit of void opal mining if we've got enough time, and maybe I'll swap it out for... Oh, and thank you for the offer there, Orbrick. That'd be nice. If I can get the money together and I've got the time, then we'll do the void opal mining and go for the Phantom. How do you get back from the other side of the galaxy? Well, William, you can take the long route back, which I imagine most people would be doing. It takes a long time. Or I guess you could self-destruct and have yourself spawn at a station. Would be another option. But there's no easy way back, let's put it that way. At least no... One's going to cost you your data and your ship, and the other one's going to cost you a lot of time. So Blaster, I'm heading to a station now to sell my exploration data here. Ah, GameTech UK. Nice to see you again. Yeah, I'm doing good. Hope you're okay. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy, isn't it? And that's one asteroid will pay the cost of a Phantom. Love it. Like I was saying earlier, I think the void opal mining is one of the best things to have ever happened to the game. I see some complaints about it. It's made the game too easy, made too many people get into Anacondas too fast, but you know what? I don't think it's harmed the game. I think it's done a lot of good. I don't need opals, anonium, no. Get in there. Yeah, and that's the other thing, isn't it? It's really helped with piracy, so it's given people a reason to do the piracy. It's just more money and more high value commodities all round can only be a good thing for the game. We've got real genuine gold rushes and so on, so good stuff. Ah, Nats, you're going to go hunting some miners. I'd like to see that on a live stream. Distant Worlds 2 would be a big commitment for a first-time explorer, but it's also a lot of fun. You can always turn back. There's no one's saying you have to do the full 18 weeks. Once you've gone out there and felt you've done enough, you can turn back. It's totally fine to do that. Yeah, Abdullah, it's right. It's not all about it's not all about buying the ship. It's about engineering, and even if you are a new player, you've still got to engineer, and that's where the time commitment is. So yeah, I think it's fantastic, that frontier of just giving people the ability to get into the ships that bit quicker. At this point, it's kind of an unnecessary hurdle or an unnecessary grind. That's a good point as well, Shan. If you're a new player and you go out on Distant Worlds 2, you're pretty much guaranteed to get an elite rank in exploration. So another good thing to get there. Trey, did do any of the off-stream grinding VR? I haven't actually been in VR for a couple of weeks now, Trey. Some of the off-stream Road to Riches I've been playing on my laptop, and the laptop is not up to doing VR. But that said, VR is fantastic. Thanks, Howard, for the suggestion there. I may just do that. Although a 15% discount is not a massive amount on the amount I'm going to be spending, so I'm not too worried really. It's one system scan's worth of data, I guess. Malik seems pretty robust or a brick when it comes to VR. I entirely agree with that. I can't... there's no way I could do the amount of hours he does in VR. Although he did explain to me, I met him in early end of last year, September or so last year. We met up when we had our visit to Frontier. He's a great guy. I had quite a few nice talks with him, and he gave me a nice tip about VR because I suffer with motion sickness with it. I can fly ships, I can fly planes in the game, but when I use ground vehicles, I get really bad motion sickness. And he gave me a tip saying just focus on the horizon. Don't look in the ground near to you. Don't look a few feet ahead or a few meters ahead. Always keep your focus on the horizon, and it will help with the motion sickness. And he was spot on. It really does make a lot of difference. I still get motion sickness, but it was a great tip. It really did help. But Cyprian, we can't do VR on the PlayStation 4, unfortunately, in Elite. I'm stuck in a gravity well here. I'm going a bit slow. There we go. We're going to overshoot the target now. Yeah, the Crate Phantom is better for exploration than the Crate Mark II, Joe. Yeah, Guardian grinding aquatic. That's something we're going to have to be doing in a little bit, actually, because I do want to get the FS2 booster on the ship I'm buying here. So it's a huge addition to the jump range, and will make Distant Worlds 2 that bit easier to keep up the pace. Right, so like I say, I haven't been keeping track of the data here. I've only scanned about 4 or 5 systems, I think, since I last handed the data in. But I'm hoping this should be enough to get us to where we need to go. So, Trifan, I would like to do mining on the trip, but I'm not outfitting my ship purposely for that. I'm kind of hoping that Frontier drop a megaship in there, really, to allow people to outfit during the community goal. Yeah, the Crate Phantom, Vernon, is great for exploring. In fact, it's probably close to one of the best exploration ships in the game. Subjective, of course, but... Right, here we go. I'm reckoning about 5 million. Oh, look at that. What a good guess. Nearly enough then, that takes me to. Alright. So, I was hoping for a bit more, but... Now, you can get systems where you'll get a scan for 3, 4, 5 million a system nowadays. It's not unheard of. So, detailed surface scan here. This was a water world, I think. 1 million credits. Now, they're about 500,000, I think, or so, if you don't probe them. So, it's well worth mapping them. You'll double the value of them, near enough, if you map the world. But that was probably about 20 minutes or so. 20, 25 minutes to get that 5 million. So not bad for a start account. So we're going to buy the ship now, actually. I've got enough. Not quite enough for the rebuy as well, but I won't fully outfit it just yet. And then we'll do a little bit more exploration. Just to ramp the money up a little bit more, and then we've got to do some engineering. I'm going to have to unlock Felicity Farseer. We're going to have to go and get a little bit of meta alloy from Daniel's Progress. I'm going here because I've used EDDB and I know the station has got everything I want. I don't know times yet, Joe Parker. I guess we're here nearer the time. Or it might just be that's the day they depart. There must be a time, though. There usually is. That sort of thing. Orbrick, 10% idle heat on the Phantom. That's very good going. Ah, Trey, yeah, I've heard something about that station near Daniel's Progress. Can't for the life of me remember what it is, though. There was something very specific about it. Perhaps we'll have a look. Although I don't normally do that sort of thing, I've got to be honest. I don't really talk about that station much as I love it, and I really appreciate it. Great gesture. Kind of feel like I'm boasting if I talk about it. I'm not. Oh, yeah. Right, one thing we don't want to do is run out of fuel there. Hello there, Mr. Wolf. Let's make sure we're not going to run out of fuel along the way here. So that really didn't take long. A couple of hours of gameplay really, and that was hardly the optimal way of doing it, but brand new account, a couple of hours of gameplay and we're already in an ASP Explorer. And from an ASP you can easily get any other ship in the game, literally any other ship in the game. Good point, Trey. So yeah, we'll head towards Obsidian Orbital then. I'm sure that people would like to see it. Be a crime against your fans though. Yeah, okay. Let's just do it. You've convinced me. So as you can see, for the people wondering, you can still do the honk and jump. It says it's scanned at 35 planets here. Now what it won't have done is a detailed scan of the planets here. It's just discovered them, and they don't actually appear in the system map here unless they've previously been discovered by someone else. Ta-da! So why am I in a Sidewinder? It's a brand new account. And we're just going to get out the Sidewinder in a few minutes. A brand new account again. Oh yeah, I've got a few of them parked up around the galaxy. I kind of guess in a way the sad thing is I'd like to take these new accounts out on different exploration trips. I took one out to the Formidine Rift when all the Formidine Rift stuff was going on. It's not a vast distance away, the Formidine Rift, but it takes time to get to, especially back then. I don't think there was any engineering. At least I didn't have my ship engineered. Distant Worlds 1, I've got another account to take a ship out on Distant Worlds 1. And my original account ended up parked in Colonia. And it always seems to be a one-way trip. I take them out and don't bring them back again. Hopefully this one will come back. It'd be pretty nice. One of the reasons I like to leave them where they are though is because when there's something interesting happening on the other side of the galaxy, I can pretty much jump in straight there. Cobra Commander in the Formidine Rift. Very well remembered, Drakey. Yep, Cobra Commander is in the Formidine Rift. Very well remembered. Hey there, RPGs. So yeah, prep for Distant Worlds 2 is coming along nicely. We're just heading to the station now to purchase and outfit the ASP. According to EDDB, this station should have all the modules that I actually want, so we should be good. So megahertz, yeah, I think you need to log into the new account with a different email address. That might be why it's reverting back to your original account. So Gerard, bringing 2 SRVs on Distant Worlds 2. Personally, it's something I highly recommend you do. You've got to remember you're out there for 18 weeks. And if you get 40,000 light years away or 50,000 light years away from home and you lose an SRV, you're probably going to be a little bit annoyed. So I'd recommend 2 SRVs. Personally, on Distant Worlds 1, I took 4 SRVs, and that's overkill, but there were some bugs going on then where the other SRVs were blowing up just by driving along the ground. They just kind of randomly would blow up, hit a stone and explode. In fact, I've got that happening on one of the Distant Worlds one videos I did. Yep, Shan, depends how careful you are. Agreed. I may be only taking one. Personally, it's going to be a toss-up between having a large Guardian FSD and a large SRV hangar. Hey there, Spidey. How you doing? Oh, 8 SRVs in their cutter, wow. That's something. Noobs need 4 SRVs. Yeah, that could have been why I had 4 SRVs at the time, higher level. Right, a few more jumps and we should be there. We can't see in hyperspace, but a few more jumps and we should be good to go. Tell you what, I might even get a new paint job for the Asp as we're going out on Distant Worlds with it. It'd be nice to have something a little bit different to just the stock version. I haven't got any paint jobs on this account yet. Yeah, I'm definitely taking a AFMU on Distant Worlds too. I highly recommend people do that, although there will be people out there with repair limpets. I don't think repair limpets actually repair modules, only repair hull, so... Ooh, the Iridescent Gleam Asp Explorer paint job is still on store. Sounds nice. Didn't realise that. I'll have a look. Mr. Spinner, I'm in the bubble right now. I'm just heading towards the station. So Pavel, I'm in the Sidewinder because this is a brand new account. Hello there, Simmerix. Well, thank you. Very nice to hear that you like the content. Thank you. And nice to see you here. I also play Elite on the PS4. I think it runs really nicely on there. Right, so I think, yep, we're nearly there. One more jump and we should be on a destination. Magnus Gateway is a station. Not sure if I'll buy all the modules yet that I need, because obviously we're going to need to go to the Maya system after that. Now I've got to go get some meta alloys to unlock Felicity Farseer. Then we're going to need to be doing a little bit of material collection, I guess. So yes, the PlayStation 4 World of Elite is connected to the PC world and connected to the Xbox world as well. They will share the same background simulation, but if you meant in terms of is there cross-play, you can't play with, you can't play cross-platform, unfortunately. But all the background information is shared. Aquatic, probably, yes, most likely. Right. Magnus Station. Oh, don't tell me it's... Wow, huh. That's good. I was worried for a second it was going to tell me it's 600,000 light seconds away. There, seeing the station parked around the secondary star. Right, we did get the money, didn't we? Yeah, 22 million. Funnily enough, that's pretty much the exact figure I need. So I won't have much in the way of spare change for the rebuy, but I think... Oh no, I was going to say, I think that... Yeah, no, actually it does. I think that includes the Guardian FSD and a couple of other bits that I don't need to buy yet, so... The other option, of course, is to outfit the ASP for void opal mining. No, we'll do void opal mining as the final, like a stretch goal type thing, as it were. We're going to get the ASP prepared, everything it needs, and if there's time left over after that, then we'll get a bit of extra cash for the Phantom. Oh, I don't know now. I'm starting to have second thoughts whether to go with the ASP Explorer or Phantom. Phantom costs quite a lot of money to outfit, but Void Opal mining gets that money quite quick. Take a Cobra, that's one option. So Razor Blade, low temp diamonds are worth a lot more than void opals. That's actually not quite accurate. What's happening is that there's systems out there that are paying significantly more money than the standard going rate. So the low temp diamonds you could probably sell for 1 million credits elsewhere if you find the right system, and you can sell void opals for 1.6 million. You just need to find the right station. There's stations out there that are paying significantly more than the galactic average. I had a lot of suggestions for a Cobra. It's funny because Cobra's actually my favourite ship. If I had a few more module slots and a slightly better jump range, I'd probably use it all the time. Okay, so the only thing I'm going to engineer on the ASP anyway is the FSD.
Landing authorized. Proceed to landing pad 16.
Yep, the Ranger void opals are still worth 1.6 million. You just need to know where to look.
Visual acquired. Heading is good.
Right, so there we go. Fucking Bay 16.
Landing successful. Engines disengaged.
Okay, here we go then. Hopefully EDDB is up to date and accurate here. ASP Explorer, there we go. So yeah, I do realise before I go ahead then I can get a discount if I travel to the right place, but I'm going to get it here because 15% saving on a ship of this price is not too much really to worry about. I'm not going to engineer the DSS, no, unless it's easy and I don't have to unlock any engineers. I can't remember who lets me engineer the scanners off the top of my head. EDSM and EDMC, yes. Let's get the ship outfitted first because that's what we were coming here to do. A lot of people are interested in that. I hope anyway. Taking a little while, but yeah, it's nice really because nowadays we can get this very, very quick route through to new ships. A couple of hours in a Sidewinder and you're straight away in this relatively expensive ship. I mean, back in 2014, 2015, it took a long time to get into a Cobra, much less anything else. Okay, I think we've got everything here that I actually need. Hopefully this should do the job. We're going to go for the best frameshift drive. It's a frameshift drive where the money actually goes on an exploration ship. Of course, fuel scoops often take a big, good chunk of money as well. Ah, great. Thanks, Shan. So I can get Felicity Farseer to get me the probe upgrades. So yeah, I'll upgrade the DSS as well. No reason not to. I'm going to go for a 3A power distributor. It's not too important on a exploration ship, but I do want to be able to boost if I need to boost. Usually on the high G planets, I may even upgrade that a little bit, perhaps, if we're going to be doing any mining out there. For those people wondering, relatively new to exploration ships, going for smaller modules here actually gives you an increase on the jump range because it makes the ship a little bit lighter. It's all about mass when it comes to jumping. So I've actually downgraded to a 4A power plant. You could even go smaller than that, but it means I can power everything. We could go. You can even go right down to a 2A. And you can see down the bottom of the screen that actually increases the jump range up a little bit to 8.51 to 8.76. Not enough to really worry about, but all these quarters and 1/3 of light years do add up. Yeah, Brick, we're exploring at the moment, not mining. But maybe we'll do a bit of mining. We'll see what time we have left once I've unlocked the Guardian FSD and the engineer. Yeah, let's put a fuel scoop in there. I was going to wonder whether or not to hold off on the fuel scoop, but we'll get the fuel scoop now. 6C, how many tons does this take? 0.63 tons a second versus one of the 5A perhaps. What's a 5A? Probably too expensive. Is there no 5A here? Oh, it's not going to be much different anyway. That's too much. So we're going to go for the 6B, or 6C rather, simply because that's relatively affordable. Yeah, I was thinking about going slightly lighter on the power plant there, but let's see how it goes to start with. Oh, good point there. Point defense for the Guardians. Thank you. I wouldn't have thought of that straight away. Fuel generators. We don't need to worry about too much here. Module type limit exceeded. Oh, we've not sold the other one yet. What's I going to put in here? Right, so that's a slot where I'm going to put, I think anyway, the Guardian FSD. I'm in two minds of whether to put... see, we could put a Guardian FSD in the 3 slot, which would give me a decent boost to the jump range. And an SRV slot here and take 2 SRVs. Or we can put the Guardian FSD in here, which would give me a little bit of a better jump range. And a single SRV here, so... I'm not entirely sure which one I'll go with the FSD yet. Any suggestions? Always welcome. AFMU. We don't need it yet, but I'm going to fit it just so we can see. Oh, I wanted to go for 3A. Or 3B, AFMU. There we go. A lot of difference in price there, and the 3B is generally better, so, well, it's larger, so it will be. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Nicholas. Really, 2 SRVs would be the better thing. Some people saying grade 5 booster. A single SRV and be careful. I don't know if being careful and me go together, Shan. Where is surface scanners? We need a detailed surface scanner there. We'll have a look anyway when we get the FSD unlocked. We need an SRV for the moment anyway. Let's put an SRV in here. Now, this isn't for the exploring, but I'm going to need one at some point today because we're going to go and drive around on the planet surface because we're going to be collecting materials for upgrading the drive. I think I've got everything I need there right now. Well, we could put some cargo in there, but don't need it. I think I've got everything I need. So, let's just put a slightly larger cargo rack in there in case. Just for now, temporarily. Right, a lot of people suggesting 2 SRVs. Oh, I don't know. Trouble is, I do lose SRVs. I guess we'll see anyway. We don't need to decide right now. Don't forget the SRV though. Oh yeah, utility items. Heat sinks. Thanks for the reminder about the point of fence, because we're going to want that for the... No, where am I going? There's no point of fence here. I don't know why we got one here. On a chaff launcher, because you never know. Plus, you know, when you're out exploring, there's actually these aliens that you come across, yeah? They're in the Lagrange clouds, and some of them are in ring systems. And these have traits. You can interact with them and learn things from them, and they do react to things such as chaff. So it's worth, if you don't think you're going to get shot at and you won't need a chaff launcher, they're quite good to actually have, because some of the aliens may well react to these things. I'm going to have a shield booster as well, I think. How much does that eat into my jump range? 31.6 and 31. I'm going to go for that because of the IG welds and the lack of care I sometimes have, as I mentioned earlier. And here I'll be putting a point defense turret here. Yeah, point defense has to go on top, which is... There we go. Right. Yeah, so it's worth taking all these extra things for, as someone points out, for science, for experimenting, which is why I will be taking a laser on the exploration chip. Poking aliens with lasers. And mining as well. Don't really want a mining turret. I want a regular mining laser. Let's have that for now. So why I should put a point defense in the first lot at the top? Right, so the reason I'm getting the point defense is because I'll be going to unlock the Guardian stuff in a little while. And we'll be heading towards the Guardian site. So when you're down there, the Guardian Sentinels, the little AI ships that are around there, shoot missiles at your SRV. And if you've got point defense, your ship will protect you against the missiles, which is a big help. Right, so I think we're good there. So what was that? I didn't check the jump range. I think it was just over 31 light years, wasn't it? Quite an improvement over where we were, 31.93. So round about what I had on my first Distant Worlds expedition. People did run out of fuel in the first Distant Worlds expedition, Andrew, but there will be fuel rats coming along. Might be a nice job for you to do, though. You've got some spare slots, certainly think about it. Right, so what's next? Next we've got to go to the Maya system then. I think we've got everything we want here. Yep, we've got the SRV and the SRV slot. Let's go to the Maya system because I need to get some meta alloy. How much money we got left over? 6 million. Okay, we're doing all right. Just making sure I've got everything. Cargo hatch, cargo capacity. We don't need 1 unit of meta alloy. That's Sergeant Stubby. I was going to paint the ship, but I'm a little unsure now whether I'll be sticking with the Asp or maybe going for a Crate Phantom. So we'll decide on the paint when I've decided on what ship I'll keep. Nice suggestion, Ulbrich. Go and collect the meta alloys from Barnacle's site. I think we'll just go to Daniel's Progress though, because it's quicker. Well, maybe it's not, but I did store the old ship tray. Yep. Yeah, I've got a cargo rack, Sergeant Stubby. Only 8 units, but that should do the job. Right, so not too bad, I don't think. 14 jumps to Maya, that's also not too bad. So let's go get those meta alloys, then we'll be back to Felicity Farseer. Right, so yeah, I did get a mention here to have a look at the EDSM website. So EDSM, is also known as the Elite Dangerous Star Map, is a community project. It's a website, edsm.net. It's well worth having a look at because it's a database that's got a whole bunch of systems in it, many systems in there. Data that's collected from players on the PC, and it assembles into a gargantuous database. There's also got the Galactic Mapping Project on the website, which is an Elite Dangerous galaxy map, and it's populated with all sorts of different information that you're bound to find very useful. So if you've never heard of it before, it's handy as it is for regular play, but it'll probably be even more handy when it comes to going out on expeditions. So that's edsm.net. So Jacob, any thoughts on making 20 million credits for a new ship before the expedition? You're trying to grind credits. So that's exactly what I've done, Jacob. This is a brand new account here. I started with a Sidewinder, and it's taken me about 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours to get 20 million credits. There's faster ways of doing it. Could probably done it quicker. But 2 hours from Sidewinder to Asp is not bad going, I don't think. And once you're in an Asp, especially nowadays with the mining, you can get pretty much any ship you want. Or indeed, you don't have to buy an Asp, it could be any ship. But 20 million, not too hard to get. I'm not using the neutrons to Maya, Mr. Spinner. I'm just jumping there. Hey there, Commander Spartan. Yeah, the game does take quite a bit to learn, doesn't it? So, been asked in chat to stop off at one of the stations in the Maya system. I don't normally do that sort of thing, but as there's been a request, I will do it. Yep, Ryan, the video will be available later on for viewing. No problem at all. Ah, cool, Decode. That's what I'm planning on at the moment as well. The Asp for Distant Worlds 2. A lot of people look like they're going. Even those in chat. Is anyone not going? Let's ask that. Anyone not going? And I guess there's a bunch of different reasons. It could be time commitments, or you just don't like exploring. I'd love to hear from people that are not going to go. Not to single you out or point the finger or anything like that. It's just so many people seem to be saying they're going. At Challenger, I haven't got enough money for the crate. That's why I'm in the Asp. A few people not going then. At least there's going to be some people in the bubble then. Distant Worlds 2, we don't want them to empty out the inhabited bubble, eh? Yeah, I can understand that. Overwhelming time commitments, various other reasons. Makes a lot of sense. Oh yeah, of course. I hadn't really thought of that, Commander Budman. There's always the problems of player groups leaving their system because of the background simulation. If you're not there to keep all your stuff up to date, then it'll be a bit of a problem, I guess. Shan is only half going. Only one of your accounts is staying. I don't know what that means for me with my 6th accounts, Shan. 1/6 of me is going. Yeah, traffic reports for EDSM after Distant Worlds 2 launch. I'm sure there's going to be a load of mass jump videos as well. They're always fun to see. Looking forward to seeing them. I think it was Distant Worlds 1, wasn't it, where the players organised nearly 130 players into the same instance. Nearly broke the servers. So Brian, what generally happens on expeditions like this is the organisers, the expedition organisers, give everyone a waypoint and a destination to head towards. This could be a location in space. Often it's a location on a planetary surface with some coordinates, and you're given a date and a time for everyone to meet there. And this is how it usually works. And then everyone will be at that destination for a bunch of days. So maybe you'll get a week to get there. I think it's a week in between each waypoint on Distant Worlds. When you get to the waypoint, everyone will be there for a day or two, maybe 3 days before moving on to the waypoint after that. And so you can fly that on from waypoint to waypoint solo, or you can wing up with players and go in a wing, or you can go in a private group and just see whatever's about, or even open if you really want to risk it. Hey there, Mars. Great to see you. Happy New Year to you. When does Distant Worlds start? So Distant Worlds 2 starts on the 13th of January. Distant Worlds 1 still holds the record for the most jumping from a single system. Interesting fact there, Shan. I was wondering. It was 127 players, 130 players, something like that. Would be nice to see that beaten. I mean, that's nearly a 3-year-old record now, isn't it? Right, so Mr. Moo, I can't quite see your name from here. Oh, yes, that's a good name actually. I'll call you Mr. Moo anyway. So Mr. Moo, 18 weeks for the expedition. How many hours per week do you need to put in? Well, it seems that there's 5,000, or I've been told there's 5,000 light years per week. You could probably easily do 800 to 1,000 light years an evening. You should be fine. Ah, nice, Lady Crusoe. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. I'm sure you will. Get 5,000 light years a week, Han Solo. Yeah, I'm sure you'll enjoy it, Lady Crusoe. And again, you know, if everyone doesn't want to commit for the entire 18 weeks, there's no need to. You can go along and then turn back at any of the waypoints, or indeed any time in between. There's no need to commit to the entire 18 weeks. But, you know, the more people go along for the further the distance, the better. The better it is for the sense of community. Stuart, can you turn up and see everyone off from the Distant Worlds tourist beacon? You sure can. You can just hang around and see what the staging ground is like for the launch of the expedition. No need to commit to coming along, even if you just want to jump in and see what it's all like. That's completely fine. Basically, you know, you totally can do pretty much what you want on the expedition, as long as you're nice and you don't go around blowing people up, I guess. Although I'm sure there's plenty of that's going to be going on as well. But you can play in any mode, you can play on any platform, you can play with who you want, or you can play on your own. Is it not advised to do Distant Worlds 2 in open? Totally up to you. As like always in open, you're going to take a risk, but you know, a lot of people play in open permanently. I've never been killed, well, more than a couple of times in open. I don't live stream in open because obviously things happen. I'm just trying to think of the times I've been killed in open. Exactly, Vagabond. I was killed by Harry Potter the last time I played in open on a live stream, which was good fun anyway, you know. Up to you, Azel. I mean, you can do the thing in open. Yeah, I will be unlocking the FSD booster, George, but we're going to unlock the engineers first.
System scan complete. System scan complete.
So Hamza, how's my there was no huge cases of griefers on Distant Worlds 1. I'm sure there was a couple, but there's nothing where it was a serious issue. At least that I remember, and my memory can be flaky sometimes. But so yeah, how's my fuel scoop charging so fast? Well, I put a large scoop in a fuel scoop in the largest slot. I've got a 6B or 6C fuel scoop. I'd love to go for a 6A. But they're 28 million, so 6B is where we're at right now, or 6C rather. But the larger the fuel scoop, the faster it will scoop fuel. If you only get a small one, then yeah, it's going to take a very long time to collect fuel for you. But personally, when you're jumping, when you're doing a lot of jumps, I find the fuel scoop, the faster it is, the much better it is, because as soon as your FSD is charged up, you can jump again. This is actually a pretty cool running ESP at the moment. Just wanted to test that, see how high that would charge up. Yeah, 6C killer. I think I might have said a 6B a couple of times there, but I've got a 6C fuel scoop. Yeah, so I could engineer the ship to run a little bit cooler. I guess it depends how long we got. I don't want to spend too much time engineering on this account, to be perfectly honest, because it's an account I won't be using too much outside of distant worlds. So that means it's only going to need an exploration ship on here, and it doesn't really need the best of exploration ships. Here we go, Astro P. We're nearly there in the Maya system. Of course, Astro P is one of the 7 sisters from Greek mythology. Yep, button. We can look at the FSS scanner a little bit further in. I probably want to collect a little bit more money with it anyway, so... There is that, Shan. Yeah, good point. That if the fuel scoop uses too much power, you might be better off with a smaller... With a smaller fuel scoop, if it means you need to take a larger power plant. A trade-off then between power plant and fuel scoop. Right, one more jump. I'm in the Maya system. I will do as people asked and stop off in the station. Well, that's a big star, that one, Astro P. The black hole in Maya. Yeah, I won't be heading that way. It's quite a trek. Isn't this, I'm forgetting wrong, I think it's about 300,000 light seconds or so, isn't it? Yeah, hyperdiction round here. That'd be nice on this account. This account's first hyperdiction. Alas, it didn't happen. So yes, random stuff. Obsidian Orbital is in Maya system, and I've been asked to dock at it, so I will do so. I wasn't going to, but... Let's go have a look at Obsidian Orbital. So, for people who are wondering, Obsidian Orbital was one of the first stations. It was actually the first station to be constructed in a nebula. It wasn't the first player-constructed station. I say player-constructed. These were built from community goals. There was a few early on before this, basically a few hundred light years outside the bubble, or slightly around the edges of the bubble. But this was in the very early days when Frontier only started launching the community goals for these sort of things, these sort of community-led projects. And the community wanted a space station inside a nebula, and unfortunately, nowadays, the nebula doesn't always show up so much as it did back then. But you can see the nebula cloud here in the distance, the Pleiades. It is quite vivid, actually, depending on the angle you look at it. But yeah, there was a community goal to have a station constructed, and that got built out here. There's a little visitor beacon here, Obsidian Orbital constructed, which gives the details of that particular story. The name here was chosen by the community after a community vote. There's about 5 names, I think, put on the official Elite Dangerous forums. So Dan, to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure what Distant World is doing once it gets a Beagle Point. They might collectively be returning, I'm not really sure. But really the expedition is about getting there rather than getting back. So Chip Shaker, why do I use the original orange HUD colour? So most of my videos up until a couple of months ago you would have seen where I use a blue HUD, and lately I've returned to using an orange, and I haven't used orange HUD for years, to be perfectly honest. But with the recent update, some of the HUD elements don't work right if you modify some of the colours. FSS specifically has a couple of odd locking icons. So I'm still in two minds as to whether to keep the orange or return to the blue. I don't like... I like the blue, but I don't like it interfering with game elements. Ah, the Space Wizard. I've heard about that one, Alexander. Thanks, Hamza. I'll see you soon. So you can't officially change HUD colours at nuclear? Well, we're going to wreck the ASP. What have I done? There we go. You have to modify one of the game files to change the colours. So this is one of the first times, one of the few times I actually show this off on stream. I've never showed it off on video. I don't even showing it off. I don't like the word. I love the fact that I was asked to do this, but I guess I just don't discuss it too much. But a couple of years ago I went down to the Frontier offices with a few other people.
This is a notice to all the visitors. Entry to the Maya system is by permit only.
Yeah, Frontier...
Travelling without proper authorization will be swiftly detained.
So there we go. Frontier asked me if I wanted to voice this particular station, and of course I agreed. It was really nice. Really nice thing for them to ask me to do. So yeah, my voice has been here for a little while now. Mars, thank you very much for that. Are you keeping the Asp Explorer or trying the Phantom for the expedition? I'm definitely going to unlock the Guardian booster, Mars. We'll see how much time we've got left, whether or not I'll go with the Phantom. And again, thank you very much for that. Mars is appreciated. What controller setup do I use? I've got a Warthog HOTAS, Dan. Oh, we're not getting out here very easily, are we? There we go. Oh, look at that. Find by the station. I think we'll keep that fine. Hello there, Win. Nice to see you here. Right, so where are we heading? Daniel's Progress. We want to buy some Metal Ally for Felicity Farsia. I think it's only one unit, isn't it? Hey there, Trey. Thank you very much for that. I did actually record the emergency PA at Obsidian Orbital. I don't know if they ultimately used it, but I definitely did record it. Can't remember now, because it was quite a while ago the station burned, wasn't it? But I recorded the voice in all 3 states for the station. It's regular state, it's burning state, and it's under repair state. I'm pretty sure I remember Frontier using it when the station burned. But that was a while ago now. Chozo, thank you very, very much. Appreciate that, the donation there and the comment. Thank you. Oh, thanks for the confirmation there, Commander Buxton. I thought I was. Nice to know they used it. Yep, Kit, that's spot on. You're exactly right. 4T. Thank you very much. I'm glad you like the videos. Yeah, I try to stream now. I've been doing it for a while, 3 times a week. Wednesdays, Fridays and Sundays. You can see the schedule over there on Twitch, actually, on the channel page. Well, thank you very much, Van. Appreciated. Well, I guess you haven't missed a huge amount. I've basically got... I'm on a new account here, in case you've missed that. You probably have. I'm on a brand new account here. We've just got out the Sidewinder after using the money to build an ASP. We've got the ASP pretty much with all the modules I want. There will be a couple more I want. But we're here at Daniel's Progress to buy some metal alloy so I can unlock Felicity faster, so we can do some engineering on the FSD.
Lincoln, Oscar, Bravo, Sierra. This port is under independent control. Submit a request before docking.
Yeah, Buckfield is also worth mentioning, I guess. I nearly crashed going into the station and got a fine leaving the station. That would have made for some perfect clips, wouldn't it, if I'd got blown up going in there? I never would have lived that one down.
Access permitted. Land on designated pad number 10.
So Mike, Diamondback Explorer is a very good ship for exploring. Right, so...
Attention, Commander. You have not deployed landing gear.
Okay, right, so I'm pretty sure it's only 1 unit of metal alloy, isn't it, for Felicity Farseer? It's been a long time since
Hello, Commander. We are happy to have
actually unlocked Felicity. We don't want Elvira, we'll use Felicity because she's that much easier at providing a unit of metal alloy. 1. Jolly good. Well, that's easy. There we go, just 1 unit is fairly cheap. Good. Okay, so now we got to go all the way back to Felicity and hand the metal alloy to her, but let's have a quick look at what materials we need for engineering. Give me a second here, we'll have a look at Inara. See how this works. Screen's gone black for a second. There we go. Right. What did we want? I've lost what we want. Oh, I do get confused sometimes. Confuse myself. The galaxy is what we want. Engineers. Just off the top of my head. Been a while since I've engineered any FSDs. Blueprints. I'm sure a bunch of you guys know this straight off the top of your head. Increased range. Okay. So a typical disrupted wake echoes, and we're going to have to do a load of scanning. Strange wake solutions, eccentric hyperspace trajectories. Oh dear. Okay, so mostly scanning and a few other bits and bobs. Shouldn't be too hard. Oh, you don't want that, do you? We've already seen that today. Okay. So the thing is with this is that when you've got an old account that you've used a lot, you tend to build up a stock of various types of different materials and data and things like that. So that tends to make things a little bit easier in terms of upgrading things. But on a new account, it's all completely empty, which means you've got to start from again. Why not go to a barnacle site and collect some metal alloy myself, says Sergeant Stubby, because I'm lazy. Right, let's see what materials we've already got. We've got any high-level stuff here? 3 focus crystals, dispersion plates, chilled emitters. Not much. Okay. So I was thinking maybe I could go and trade some of this, but looks like it's not going to happen then. So a load of wake scanning, I guess, is where we're at now. We'll head back to Felicity first, I think, and then we'll do the wake scanning afterwards, I guess. As long as there's nothing else I need out this way, I don't think there is. Quite a long way to go just to get a bit of metal alloy, isn't it?
Port perimeter exceeded. Good luck, Commander.
Yeah, decode, so gathering the materials for the engineering. Interesting task, I guess. It's one of the things I don't particularly like about Elite. I'm not a fan of the material collecting, to be perfectly honest. It's one of the reasons I won't be engineering too much of this ship. We'll just go with what we can, bare minimum. Oh, thanks, Hank. That's a good suggestion there. So, go to the famine states to get the wake scans. I think that's probably what I'll do then. But let's go to see Felicity first. May as well. Yeah, let me know if the music's too loud there.
System scan complete.
Of course, nowadays getting the materials together for most things is nowhere near as bad as it used to be. It used to be a bit of a nightmare, really. Not really why I signed up for Elite Dangerous, to go around collecting a lot of materials that I didn't, using gameplay I didn't really want to do. Hey there, Antonio. Okay, thank you, BP. I'll go that way. The material traders have made things so much easier. I think I need to add one more artist there into the music list, actually. Someone pointed out this is by Rannar Sillard. This is actually Johannes Bornlöf. Let me update that. There's two music artists I like to use on stream. And we just add the other artist's name into the list here so everyone knows. I think I've updated Twitch with that information already. I just haven't updated YouTube with it. There we go. Hey there, Face Guy. No, you was right, Likes Bacon. You was right to point out where to find the artist for the music. It's just my fault not having updated it with both artists. Hey there, Brad. My brand new ship is an Asp Explorer. Funnily enough. So yeah, this is a new account where I've just got the Asp Explorer for Distant Worlds 2, and Distant Worlds 2 is on all platforms. Elite, that's right. Nope, RJ. Sorry. Oh no, you're saying it. So I've missed who asked it, but two people have answered it already.
System scan complete.
For those wondering, I'm going to drop a link into the chat for Distant Worlds 2. You're wondering where to sign up for it? Let's see if we can get that link together. There we go. Okay, one into YouTube and one into Twitch. Yep, Ryan. Radian, I do have an SRV here. Oh, we've still got a bunch of jumps to go here. So yeah, Distant World 2 is an absolutely amazingly organised event so far. Of course, we'll have to wait and see how it all pays off. I'm sure it'll go just fine, but when you look at the amount of effort that's gone into this, you're going to have to scroll down that forum thread and look at everything. A whole bunch of activities there. So yeah, the fleet's over 7,000 members, and you can sign up to a different role. In case you're wondering what these roles are, they're roles where you can participate in the expedition and well, basically have a good time. You can do stuff that's going to help other players, or you can just go out for yourself. It's all good. So some of these roles that they've listed are Explorer, Fuel Rat. I think we all know who the Fuel Rats are, but you can be a Fuel Rat. Fuel Rats are welcome, says the forum thread. On any deep space expedition, they are invaluable. But basically, the Fuel Rats will bring fuel limpets along, and they will help any players that get stranded and run out of fuel. And of course, you don't have to be a Fuel Rat to do that. If you want to bring fuel limpets along to help out, then you can do that. I'm playing on PC at Emerald Eyes. Thank you, Megabad. Cheers. Yep, Chris, it doesn't take too long to get into an Asp Explorer nowadays. A couple of hours, tops. That's just where I was going. Valminder? Very sorry there, there's some names I do have some terrible trouble with pronouncing. Some of them are probably the easiest names to say, so please accept my apologies on that. But yeah, Fuel Rat is one of the roles you can go on. You can also go as a miner. For the first time ever, prospecting and mining will have a practical role to play on a deep space expeditionary event, with miners at the forefront of industrial aspects of Distant Worlds 2. So what do they mean by that? I'm reading off their forum thread here. What do they mean that miners will have a practical role to play? Well, there's going to be a community goal. There's actually going to be two community goals, I believe, on Distant Worlds 2. And the aim of these is to build a space station in the middle of the galaxy near Sagittarius A, not in that system but very nearby, and it's going to be the first time that a station's ever been built out there. Now personally, I'm really hoping that the station doesn't remain isolated. I'm hoping it becomes another inhabited bubble, just like what happened with Colonia and what happened similar to around the California Nebula, and that we end up with more than the first station, and that we end up with a whole new civilization out there. That would be pretty great. Another role that they can go as is a fleet mechanic. So commanders who rig their ships to carry hull repair limpets and are on hand to offer essential hull repairs to all fleet members who require their services. So Fernan, for mining, I'd recommend a crate rather than a Type 9, but that's simply because I don't like the lack of manoeuvrability of the Type 9 for deep core mining. So yeah, for fleet mechanic, take the repair limpets along if you want to help other players who get damage to their hull. Of course, if you're using repair limpets, you can't help repair their modules, but if they get hull damage, you can certainly help out with that. And hull damage was quite a bit of an issue on the first Distant Worlds expedition. The amount of times actually I saw people lose ships and SRVs thousands and thousands of light years into the journey, tens of thousands of light years into the journey. Just every so often someone would explode. What else have we got? Yeah, Colonia's still well and live, as Grenade Salad points out. Colonia's very much going strong. But I'd still like to see another inhabited area out there. Right, tour guide is another role that Distant Worlds says people can sign up for. But these pilots will work in conjunction with the Galactic Travel Agency and utilize multi-crew. The service will allow for many more players to take part in Distant Worlds 2 as passengers and guests aboard tour guide operator ships. So for roleplay purposes, we encourage the tour guides to register belugas, orcas or dolphin class cruisers in their first Distant World. So what's a tour guide? So basically, if you can't go along on Distant Worlds 2, it doesn't mean that you can't go along on Distant Worlds 2. If you're not at some of the waypoints and you're still in the bubble, it doesn't mean you can't be at one of the waypoints. The great thing is that there's going to be a bunch of people there offering up multi-crew spots. So whether they're on the other side of the galaxy at Beagle Point, whether they're at Sagittarius A or any of the other waypoints along the way, if you fancy a bit of time on Distant Worlds and you're still in the bubble or you can't go then you can join up to one of the tour guide ships. And at multi-crew in, there's going to be plenty of people doing that. If you have a look at the roster, you can see there's loads of people offering at that facility, and we're about to jump in and, well, just see what's going on, which would be really nice. Again, because there's no limitation on multi-crew jump ranges or distance, you can multi-crew into any ship no matter the range. And these are all roles that Distant Worlds organisers recommended or are suggesting for players to sign up at. Sean Poppy, thank you very, very much for that. Very much appreciated. Very kind of you. Thank you. I have a feeling the alerts aren't working again, are they, on the stream? Unfortunately, you might not have come up on the screen now. I do apologise about that if so. Let me see if I can get that fixed. I did miss someone else earlier today, Puppy Wales. Consider this thanks in advance for Distant Worlds 2 videos. Well, thank you very much, Puppy. I hope you're still watching, and I do apologise if you sent that through a while ago and I didn't give you a shout out because the alerts are broken on screen. I'm going to fix them now, but it's still very, very much appreciated. So thank you, Puppy Wales. I apologise for not giving you a shout out earlier on. So give me 2 seconds, let me just fix this alert box. Everyone knows what's going on here. Every so often it seems to break for some reason. I guess the easy option is for me to just fix it every stream. Or recreate it every stream. There we go. Hopefully that's going to actually work now. So again, just sorry if I missed out on the shout out there. Okay, catch you later, Silma. Now, thank you, Nightbot. Appreciate that. Right, what else have we got? Astrophotographer is another role that people are signing up for in the Distant World Expedition. What's the expedition? There's a link. If you scroll up a little bit, Lesser Weevil, you're about to see what that's all about. Oh, likes the bacon. Thank you very, very much. And I'm glad the videos were helpful to you back then. I appreciate that. Thank you. We'll see if that actually triggers the alert box as well. Thank you. So people who have jobs, how can they participate? So the amount of jump range you need to cover, or the amount of distance you need to cover at Livy in Distant Worlds is 5,000 light years a week roughly. So about 1,000 light years a day, if you want to break that down, 800 light years to a day, which you can easily do in about an hour. So if you can play about an hour a day to Elite Dangerous, then you'll be able to come along for Distant Worlds. It shouldn't need a massive time commitment, although I do appreciate that an hour is still a big chunk of time for people. The alert box still not working for some reason. A bit annoying, isn't it? Let me just have a very quick look at that. It's totally regenerated. Okay, so hopefully that's fixed it this time. Well, we're here. Oh, we arrived at the Deciat, and I didn't even realise. Just joined. What's your jump range so far on your crate obsidian? Stevie, I can't remember the jump range on my crate. It looks like the might have been a delay there on the alert there, but thanks for that. And thank you again, Vanswold. Yes, it does work now. Thank you very much. I guess that was you there. Thank you. Oh no. Well, thank you to the one before that as well. This is working. Yeah, great. Appreciate that. Thank you. So yeah, I can't remember what my jump range is on the... Oh, wow, what's going on here? Thank you for the subscribing. We don't want that one on, do we? If that's a YouTube subscription. Oh, wow, it's... Which it must be the YouTube subscription, as I don't have YouTube subscribers, I don't think. Not YouTube subscribers, but Twitch subscribers. Okay. All these things in the streaming background sometimes. I'm still a bit of a streaming noob, so it trips me up from time to time. Let's see how far past our travel area we've actually travelled there. So humanity, what are the perks of being a member to YouTube? So there's a few YouTube posts that non-members can't see. They're private posts over on the community section of my YouTube channel. So you get to read them. Those are generally focused on the video series I do, which is, I try to aim monthly. It doesn't always quite make it monthly, but a monthly video series called Q&Ant, where I just basically do what I'm doing now. I make a video where I'm chatting with everyone, but what I do is I answer questions and talk about subjects that are put forth by YouTube members and Patreon backers. So whilst the video is available for everyone to watch, I don't really like to lock content away from people, but the subjects are submitted by YouTube members. That's one other option you get. And also another perk is that YouTube backers and Patreon backers get a private channel on my Discord server. So yeah, Chris, there will be a bunch of private Distant Worlds 2 groups. Alright, let's go back to the astrophotographer. The roles then for Distant Worlds 2, another role is the astrophotographer. This project will be overseen by Cohen Leth, and Cohen Leth has some of the best Elite Dangerous screenshots out there. Absolutely stunning stuff. I've shown some of it off in previous videos, not to mention other content as well. So, being overseen by, I'm reading this from the Distant Worlds 2 forum thread, by the way. This would be the official Distant Worlds Imager album. Astrophotographers will be encouraged to submit their photos to the album. Some of these submissions will be highlighted and written about in the Distant Worlds 2 weekly newsletter. There may even be prizes on offer for a pick of the week. Nice. So the reason I've got an ASP rather than a Diamondback Explorer is simply because it's a little bit more flexible, has some more module slots, allows me to take a few extra modules compared to the Diamondback Explorer. Diamondback Explorer, nothing wrong with it, a bit cheaper as well to go along with and better jump range. But personally, I like the extra flexibility of the ASP, and if I can stretch the money later on, I will go for the Crate Phantom as well. But for now, we're going with this. Right, another role on Distant Worlds 2 that the organisers have listed is Fighter Escort. Why would you need Fighter Escort on an exploration expedition? Well, you never know. Fighter Escort, also known as the Fleet Defence Force Squadron, will be tasked to protect the fleet throughout the entirety of the journey to the Far Rim and back. More details on this role will be apparent that will become apparent during 3304. Well, we're in 3305 now, so maybe there's more information on that somewhere. Yeah, 32 light years with modules. That's right, at the moment, but I will be engineering it, which is why I'm coming to Felicity Farseer right now. Haven't got the materials needed to engineer just yet, but we're unlocking her, and then we're going to go off and get what we need to engineer the FSD. I won't be fully engineering this ship though, as I've mentioned early on in the stream, because I don't want to spend too much time on the engineer, but I will go and unlock the Guardian FSD. Yeah, once for the people mentioning getting more money and void opal mining, I will probably do that once I've unlocked the Guardian FSD and once I've unlocked the engineers. If there's time to spare, then I'll swap out for a Crate Phantom. I'll do a bit of mining and get the money for that. Guess we'll see how it goes. Okay, another role on Distant Worlds 2 that the organisers have suggested that you can sign up for is Geologist. But the prime focus for the Fleet Geologist to seek out and catalogue active geological sites and interesting surface features. Of course, there's plenty of these now. Now we can probe planets. These are much easier to find, and the codex will mention some, but along the way with that many players, there's going to be a whole bunch of discoveries that haven't been found yet. So these will be for, as it terms on the website here, for the Milky Way Society of Organics and Geology, overseen by Commander Madraptor, and there's a forum link there for that as well. Hey there, Fox. Good day to you too. So Fox, do I need another asp? Well, this is the only asp I've got on this account, so yeah, at the moment.
Access granted. Proceed to landing pad 04.
Alright, quite a lengthy trip just to hand this bit of meta alloy in to Felicity. I don't know what she does with all this stuff, but I guess meta alloy is probably a little bit more useful than some of the stuff these engineers ask for. Oh wow, we're bouncing around a bit there. There we go. Yeah, the base looks awesome here, especially with the lighting and the new fog effects.
Complete. Engaging ship restraints. Your arrival has been noted.
Yeah, so you can gain a ton of range by lightweighting the D-rated sensors, says McCown. Yep. But I won't be doing that on here, I doubt. Depends on what engineers I've got to unlock. As I've got no engineers unlocked at all right now. And now I've got one engineer unlocked. Oh, she does do sensors. So yeah, we can lightweight these. I just don't want to go to the hassle of unlocking the other engineers, but anything Felicity does, I will engineer. Surface scanners, I'll engineer them. I'll engineer the FSD. What else we got? Engines, why not? I'll do grade 1 on the power plant, perhaps. Anything here I'm happy to engineer anyway, but I haven't got any materials at the moment, I don't think, to engineer anything. But that's what comes next. I'm just taking a single AFMU, not a dual one. Hold on, I just hear the dog barking. There might be someone at the door. Give me 2 seconds. Just a neighbour talking to my wife. I didn't realise anyone was in. Okay, yeah, just very quickly looking down here to see if I've got anything. Any materials here we can use. I don't think we have, so. Yep, well that's the next job then, to go and collect materials, I guess. Nope, absolutely useless. So, like I was saying earlier, the really good thing with having an account that you just play on and you collect material here and you collect data there is that when you come to engineering stuff, you've nearly always got the materials that you need. But on a brand new account, it's a little bit tough because you haven't got a lot of stuff. But the good thing is that I can trade some of this, and that's what I plan to do next. Different places we can go to try and gather some of this, I guess. Yeah. But I think what we're going to do... Does Mrs. Obsidian play Elite as well? No, Mrs. Obsidian doesn't like Elite very much. She's a game player. She's more into World of Warcraft and that type of game. Pin the FSD. Thank you very much, Mark. Wow, I'm always forgetting to pin recipes, blueprints. No, that's not the one we want to pin. We want to pin this one. There we go. Good. Thank you. Well, I would have totally forgotten that. Right, so I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. We got enough money together to get the asp. We haven't done too bad. We bought the asp. We've been out to Daniel's Progress and unlocked Felicity Farseer. So not bad going for this brand new account here. Of the sites here. Yeah, I think this is where we're going to go. Get the experimental before you go. I don't think I can get the experimental before I go, can I? Jeremy? Unless I'm totally missing something here. No, I can't. I've got no materials at all, so I can't actually do anything. So yeah, thanks everyone for stopping by. It's been a really nice stream. I'll be back on Sunday again. Probably it will be an exclusive Twitch stream on Sunday. So for those of you on YouTube who do want to watch the live stream, head on over to my Twitch channel. In fact, I'll get you the link right now. Hold on. Let's get you the Twitch link. Yeah, I think you can see it in the video description, but here it is on anyway. If you're on Twitch, if you're on YouTube rather, here's the link to Twitch. Go on over and follow me there, and you'll get notification when I go live on Sunday. I'll be streaming around about 6 p.m. UTC. I won't be on YouTube that day. So actually aiming for partnership at the moment. So we're doing a few exclusive Twitch live streams. There we go. Thank you very much for stopping by, and I do want to give a few shout outs actually. Let's have a look who we got today. So Milos, thank you very much. Thank you to Mars. Thank you as always to Trey. Thank you to Chozo. Thank you to Vanswole. Thank you very, very much to Sean Poppy. Likes the bacon, thanks for that. And another thank you to Vanswole again. And I do apologise for missing out on some shout outs here today. I'm going to have to get in the habit of just recreating the alert box every stream. For some reason it just keeps breaking. Also, thank you to Puppy Wowls. That's very much appreciated. So if you're over on Twitch, let's go raid someone. I'll have a look who's up for raiding. Give me 2 seconds. And if you're on YouTube and you want to come along to raid someone, come along now. And we do that. We do that raiding. Here we are. as we're just about to leave. Let's raid Buana. Haven't raided him before. He's a great streamer, so he's an elite right now. And we're going to go do that raid. So thanks again, everyone. I'll catch you all soon. I'll see you next time. I'll see you on Sunday. Thank you very much. Catch you soon.